Well, again, good morning, everyone. Hope everybody can hear and see okay. We'll get started here this morning. Appreciate you taking the time to join us. We've got a lot to talk to you about this morning, and just a couple of things, a couple of housekeeping things. Down at the bottom of your screen, you should have a Q&A button. If you have questions, pop that button and type them in. We'll try to address as many as we can at the end of the webinar and get as many questions answered as we possibly can. A real quick agenda. We've got some product release plans. We're going to talk to you about hardware and software, our plans for ISC West, some updates on our licensing model, and then a quick recap of our vision for Qumulex and where we're headed in the next couple of years, particularly in 2025. So without further ado, we'll jump right in here. Look at the hardware side first. So what's next from a hardware perspective? Dan and his team have been doing a lot of work trying to get things integrated and getting more opportunities and more options available for Qumulex. So we've got a couple of things going on here. We have the Halo smart sensor integration we're working on. It's very close to being released. You should see that at ISC West, as well as an integration to the Alcatraz AI device, which is a facial recognition reader. Many of you have probably seen that in the marketplace, and it's a very popular option. We are integrating with our Qumulex access control software. We're working on that integration of our access control panel with from Rossler. We will see some of that at ISC West, a little bit of a beta version. Dan can talk a little bit more about that because that's mostly software. And then from a gateway standpoint, we're going to be releasing a new gateway lineup here very soon, maybe the next couple of weeks. We're trying to reduce the number of SKUs that you all have to deal with. We've got a little bit more powerful processor. The one-use gateway will have a little faster processor. It has room for one SATA bay, and then the 2U has room for 4 bays with a much faster processor. We're also going to release a ruggedized i5 or i7 version of the compact unit with 2 bays and 8 onboard PoE ports. So look for that information to come out here pretty soon. Again, most of the work today is being done around enhancements to the Qumulex software. We've got some other releases that Dan will talk about. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Dan for some of that discussion. So Dan, I'll jump forward a slide here, and it's all yours.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, cut off a little at the bottom, but no worries. So yeah, as Bill said, things have been busy. Good news is, this says what's next, and some of it's already done. So those are the fun things to talk about. Camera-based analytics and H.265 were both included in the release that we did at the end of January. And I think we've got a demo online here today for kind of showing off that camera-based analytics. The H.265 is important, for just to keep everybody in the loop. H.265 is a little bit different than H.264 and MPEG-4 before that in terms of the intellectual property. And so since we are entirely browser-based, we had to wait for the browsers to kind of catch up and sort through that intellectual property ownership. And now, Chrome and Apple devices all include H.265 codecs natively. A lot of Windows machines have it on them, so Firefox will work. But the works on our part was relatively simple to do that, but we were kind of waiting for that ecosystem to catch up. But that's shipping now, and it's nice because we are focused on cultivating this relationship with iPro on the analytics front and others. And as many of you know, iPro cameras all ship with H.265 as the default video stream. So supporting H.265 is a big deal because it kind of eliminates one of those setup steps that often integrators had to call for. So sorry, I talked a little bit too much about that, but analytics, we'll give a little demo here. The Rossler controller integration is progressing well. we do believe that we'll be able to show some preliminary stuff of that at ISC West. We're focused on it, getting a lot of help from the Rossler team and making that work. So we're excited about that, and like I say, should be able to demo at least unlocking a door with the Rossler controller by the time we get to ISC West. We are working and should release before ISC our integration with Active Directory. We've got a big project that's looking for that, but several projects. A lot of school systems. This is important for them, and we'll have that released. We've been making good progress. The lockdown immunity is also for a project like that. That's kind of a neat term, but what it really means is that when you put a building in lockdown, there can be a subset of people, first responders, security personnel that can still use their badge to get through without removing the building from lockdown. So again, useful for schools and the like. Bill mentioned the Alcatraz, that facial recognition reader. Pretty simple integration, really. It looks like a Regan reader. And Halo integration. Halo, for those of you who don't know, is a vape sensor. A lot of VMS providers have integrated with it already, and we're in the process of doing that. Requested by a specific customer, but it's again, in a lot of the verticals that we're going after, schools and municipalities, detecting, most of those have rules against vaping on campus, and so an integration with the vape sensor is important, and we think we'll be demoing that at ISC is the plan. In the second half of 25, so that's kind of what things are in progress. In the second half, one of the things that we've talked about with this camera-based analytics, when I show you the demo, I think the analytics stuff is pretty cool. It's very powerful at helping you sort through a lot of the noise and find video that's of interest. The downside is, of the 100 million cameras that are installed in the U.S., 1% of them have the smarts of it to do those sort of analytics on board. And we think part of our value proposition is being able to go in and take over installations without having to rip and replace all the existing cameras. So being able to supply an analytics solution that works with those existing cameras is important, and we are working in partnership with a server-based analytics provider to help meet that need. Camera to cloud also important with some of the competitors out there. Verkada in particular, that's one of the appealing things. There's a lot of downsides to their model, like the camera doesn't work if you don't continue your subscription. But that camera to cloud is something that gets people's interest. Again, I mentioned the partnership with iPro. iPro and other camera manufacturers have ecosystems on camera that let you run apps, and we are working particularly closely with iPro on being able to run our gateway software on the camera. We think we'll have good progress on that before the end of the year. And last on this big list is audio. Big challenge to add audio, but there are requirements for it, and we are working that into the schedule. So that's really what we've got going on. There's a lot of other progress that's being made, little features and fixes and stability and improving our scalability. That's all going on behind the scenes. But in terms of customer facing features, these are the big ones. And as opportunities arise and new things are needed, please keep the feedback going, Aaron. And Aaron does a good job of qualifying those kind of requirements. So please feed it into Aaron or myself or Bill, and we'll get it accounted for.
All right. Well, I'm going to stop sharing, Dan, and allow you to start sharing so you can dig
right.
on that piece. It should be hopefully all yours.
All right. Let me share here. you guys see that?
Starting to.
All right.
There we go. All set.
All right. Thank you. So we'll hopefully some of you have seen this or played with it on your own. What I'm showing is the try environment. For those of you who have not ever played with the try environment, if you go to the website, there's a big button right on the home page, and you can go sign up. All of your prospects, integrators, end users, anybody can do the same thing. We try to make it really easy for people to play with the software. We're proud of it. We think if people use it, they'll be intrigued. And for a long time, we've had several cameras with the ability to, I just click that button there. That's, several doors where we can unlock and lock. You can see when I click the button, the red light on this door went on, and we've got multiple doors. That a lot of people do that on a pretty regular basis. What's new, and what I want to show you on the analytics demo is, well, the analytics. Like I say, this has been released since the end of January. If you have not played with it, we go to the search page. The search page got a little revamp in that release to support the analytics. When you click search, you go to our what we've always had, this what we've called YouTube style search that's looking for like motion events and things like that from cameras. All we really did is change the way the filters are exposed on, so it's the same set of filters you have or used to have, but they just get presented a little bit different and maybe organized better. So that's kind of that legacy search hasn't changed all that much. What's really new is this analytics search. So you can come and click this button here and you get to the analytics search. And you'll see that, the search is now a bunch of thumbnails with some icons in them. But the same infinite scroll that we've always done continues to work. And, you can tell the date here at the top of the page when I scroll up, which I'm continuing to do on Wednesday, and I can scroll back as far as I want, which is pretty cool. So, what's going on here? Well, we can see these icons. This is telling me a human at this time with some level of confidence. There's a lot of information here, which is cool. But the power of the analytics is that you can drill down into this and get, use the smarts on the camera to make your job easier. So we do that by adding the analytics. So these cameras support face, humans, vehicles now. These things are dynamic. So if we got a camera that detected something else at the top level, that would get added in here automatically. But right now, this is what we've got in this environment. So I'm going to choose the human, and I confess that I did a little pre-work just to make my demo seamless. So, I can choose a human, and if I hit search, then most of the cameras that we've got on the try environment right now are interior, so there's not a lot of vehicles. So these search results don't look a ton different from what I was showing you before. If there were a mix of interior and exterior, you might, that would have narrowed it down. I'll show you that in a moment. But I can come in here and now choose all these attributes that the cameras are detecting on the scenes that they're looking at. And you can see, age of people or beard or color of their bottoms, pants, or color of the tops and shoes, and are they wearing a hat, and gender, all this stuff. So again, this list is dynamic. So if a camera upgrades its firmware, or we get a new model of camera that is now detecting, rainbow color pants or something like that, with that field would fill in here automatically and could be checked by a user. But like I say, since I did my homework, I'm going to go and choose a bag, and I'm going to choose a brown bag because that's interesting. And one of the things that we do is, if I were to go and let me just do this real quick and click on one of these. So you can see here, I clicked on Jack's picture, and it tells me hair length short, and there's a missing value there, which means it didn't give me a percentage. But the cameras, they give you some information. They tell you these attributes, and then they also tell you about how confident they are in detecting that attribute. And we expose that in our search. So it allows me to come here and choose the slider. I'm going to say on the bag, I want the camera to be really pretty sure that it has found the bag before I get it in my search results. So I set the likelihood to 85% on that. And now when I hit search, you can see that my results are quite filtered down to brown bags, and it really helps me identify that. And I can see that if there were some bad action perpetrated by a guy with a brown bag, it was almost certainly Jack Lyons who did it. So when I come here, let's look, and I'll give Jack some props. He was working late on Valentine's Day and leaving the office at 6 p.m. So when I click on his picture, I pull up that video of that. I can then go to full screen to see him more clearly and hit play. And there I see Jack leaving his he was more devoted to work that day than his wife, which may not be great for Valentine's Day, but appreciate it, Jack. So yeah, that's briefly how the analytics work. Like I say, it's all available on Try, so you are free to go here and do these searches to your heart's content. I'm going to just flip over real quickly to our develop environment and show you we're in the process. We've got a lot more analytic capable cameras on order. We had a relatively limited subset as we were building these features out. We've got, like I say, we've got more on order, and having some of them point outside into the parking lot is, so we can get vehicles in addition to the people inside the building is on the list. So this is our develop environment. We've got cameras that are inside facing out through windows, and sometimes the reflections and shades being lowered cause the image quality isn't all that great. But the same thing, this is what you'll be able to expect when we get cameras facing exterior on our Try environment. So in this case, we can go and look at for vehicles, and now we'll get that. And if I only care about a gray vehicle, we can do that search, and you get you get your set of vehicles limited. And again, for the types, a little less rich than on people, but color and type of car. And again, that slider that says, hey, I only want to see things when the camera is really confident in what it's seeing are available. So stay tuned on that Try environment, and you'll see more types of analytics available as we get these cameras deployed. All right, Bill, did I hit the highlights there? Anything else you want me to show?
Yeah, no, that's great, Dan. Thanks. As everybody can see, it's a pretty interesting feature, and it adds a lot of value to the solution. We're really actually pretty proud of it. So
yeah, I guess one last thing that I should mention on this is analytics, as you can see from all those snapshots, these cameras can be pretty verbose. So we've got some metrics built in that allow us to get a feel for how busy a site is going to be. So by default, right now with today's installation, analytics are not enabled on gateways. We have to, Aaron, our tech support or sales engineering or engineering has to enable it on a particular gateway. So if you've got customers that are looking for this, give Josiah or Aaron a shout, and we'll turn it on a particular gateway, and then it's enabled on a camera by camera basis on that gateway once the gateway has been set to the analytics capable mode, then either a customer can turn it on a camera by camera basis.
Great. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. All right. So a little bit real quick on our Rossler sister company. We got a couple of things going on there I just wanted to mention because we will have some of this at ISC. We have an integration now with the Bass IP intercom system. I don't know if any of you have seen that or resold that. That's a pretty popular IP intercom in Europe and has been making inroads in America. So that is a great opportunity for multi-tenant residential apartment buildings, that sort of thing, to provide another level of integration. And then we have 2 and 4 door kits that we've released, and soon we will have Qumulex branded readers. So they'll be coming from our Rossler lineup as well. So just a couple of updates there real quick on that. As you know, ISC West is right around the corner. We're pretty excited about it this year. We've got a lot going on, a lot of things to show and talk about. We will be there. We'll have a joint Qumulex Rossler stand. The number is 21117. If you look on the map, you'll see that it's kind of off to the left a little bit. And then in addition to that, this year, we will have a kiosk in the iPro stand, which is 10037. That allows us to do demos right there in the iPro stand with their equipment and all of their people around. As Dan mentioned, we have a very good partnership with iPro. We're very excited about what that's enabled us to do. And this gives us another opportunity at the biggest show, obviously, of the year to be able to show our products in a different environment. So we're really excited about that. We'll have both Qumulex and Rossler folks there. And as I said, we have many new product release announcements that will be going on during the show, and excited to see what will come out of that. So let's see what's next. So just a quick update on some recent wins. We just got a pilot site going for the University of Tennessee Medical Center. That's a nice project that Aaron has been working on, and very excited about that. It's an access control, a large access control opportunity for us on the Qumulex side. On the West Coast, Cal Coastal Stores, Carrie's project that's been going on in retail for quite some time and is starting to deploy now. So we're really excited about that. We also did a very large school system in Mississippi with iPro as the camera manufacturer there. Again, large school system, K-12, and that was it was a nice project for us to win with iPro. We have a proof of concept going to Grants Pass, Oregon, which is a municipal system, and really a pretty neat application. So we're excited to see that that's using the new ruggedized unit that we're releasing soon. And then Big R Stores continues to expand, another retail client that we're pretty excited about. We've had a lot of success in the last quarter of 24 and the first quarter, beginning of 25, and really starting to see that flywheel turn for us. And so we hope that everybody has an opportunity to see and spend some time with us at ISC West. And if you can't, try to get on Try Qumulex and see some of these new product introductions as they come out. We want to review some updates, to our licensing model. So beginning March 1st, we're going to release a new licensing model. We're doing some different things. Primarily, we're going to introduce the concept of cloud managed services. So we've had that kind of buried in the package before. We started out by reducing the license pricing upfront. So the QX control, we split it into video and doors. As we've had more opportunity to get more data back and understand how our systems react in the cloud, we realized that there's not as many resources utilized by a door as there are a camera, obviously. And so we've reduced the cost of the door license by quite a bit, actually by 36%. We reduced the cost of the video license by 15% as well. And so we're excited to roll those new changes out. In addition to that, the cloud managed services will include all the cloud access, the application updates, the tech support, things that were sort of buried in the model before. Now we'll see those out as a separate service. That is included in the first year of the video or door license. And then following that, there is a renewal period every year. And the video cloud managed services, as you see, $60 MSRP per year, and a door $40 MSRP. That's an annual fee that includes all those other features. And as we roll out new software, in some cases it'll be included. In some cases there might be an additional license. The standard dealer discounts will apply to all this pricing. A couple of other things, the edge analytics that Dan just showed you, there is a license for that. It is a one-time license of $100 MSRP. Again, these things are dealer discountable. And then the cloud managed services for the analytics is $40 a year MSRP. If you deploy the analytics on an iPro camera, we're excited to announce a partnership with iPro on that. You'll receive a $25 MSRP discount if it's deployed on an iPro camera. The analytics will run on any OnVIF M camera that's out there. We'll provide the results that come from the OnVIF M integration that particular camera provides, but we are offering this special discount for iPro. Other integrations coming out, new licenses like Halo and those types of things will have a device license of $100, and then the cloud managed services of $30 a year MSRP. So those are the changes we anticipate. Again, trying to get the cost, the initial cost of the license down, and provide additional services as we go along the line with other cloud managed things. So that brings me to a point. I guess I want to talk just a little bit about. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but one of the things that we've been talking about internally at Qumulex is really what's our purpose? Where do we go? What's our vision? Where are we headed next? We've always said we're mobile first, cyber secure, we're innovative, and we're intuitive. Those are the basic tenets that we've set aside for ourselves as we develop product and as we grow. You'll see more of this come out with integration with Cenarion and our Rossor sister company. Cenarion as a business, all our solutions all our businesses are solution oriented. We're really looking for ways in the security group to improve how we take care of people, assets, business operations, everything about your estate and your customers' estate out there. We want to be sure that we give you the opportunity to see everything that's going on and understand the security situation in your entire world. We are always going to try to bring innovative products at competitive prices, and really innovation has to drive everything that we do here. Dan talked about analytics a lot, and we're seeing more and more of that, and really that's growing into more of an AI environment. So as we learn more about what goes on in a business or in a customer's estate, we see these massive amounts of data we're starting to collect. We always collected a lot of data about the images. We collected all the video, and it was huge amounts of data. Now we're adding more and more information about the video. So now we're saving all this metadata that's describing what's going on. That increases all of a sudden everybody that's trying to operate the system is overwhelmed by the amount of data that they get by the input. So we're looking for ways to sort through all that and understand exactly what's going on, and then give the user back the relevant information. Inside of all that data we're storing are all the specifics and the patterns that are around it, around any kind of event. And it's all kind of hidden in there. So what we are looking for more and more in our vision are ways to bring out or lighten up that data, sort through all that dark data, and give you a picture of what's really going on. My old line is, anybody can give you a picture of the guy that stole your car last night. It's really not worth anything. The police don't care. There's no information there for you to act on. The specifics of the patterns around the event are all hiding in there. So as we give AI more information and we allow it to sort through all that data and pull it back out, we can get really relevant data about what the real-time events are. As Dan showed you, here's Jack or here's a guy with a brown bag, or here's a yellow truck, or all that sort of things. And then as we automate that with our search engine, we give people more and more opportunities to see this. And this is one of the cool things that's built in. We don't talk about it a lot, or probably not enough, is the rules engine that we've got built into our software. As we expand those capabilities, we can begin to give the system the ability to sort things out, to filter things out in real time, Alarms can be routed automatically as needed be. We can analyze events and give you back information like, tell me every time you see Jack with a brown bag. Tell me that in real time as opposed to forensics. So then it becomes more of an automatic real-time tool. And that's important because that allows us to look beyond security as well and say, we can learn important data about how the state of the facilities are used. If you think about COVID, I'm going pretty fast here, but if you think about COVID, all of a sudden, like overnight, everybody left the buildings, right? Buildings were all empty and nobody visited them anymore. As we return to office, a very small subset of the office-based population is returning. What that means is now large corporations, even school systems, all have these buildings that are half full or a quarter full. They really need to understand what the usage of that building is. We can help with that with AI and analytics. We learn about how people move through this space and how they use it. We can understand how shoppers behave and what their habits are. And we can actually see how marketing programs, for example, impact customers' behaviors. These are the things that really make the power of that data fusion, bringing all that data in from other sources, very powerful. It's kind of a new approach to data and alarm integration. We're looking for ways to improve the response times by visualizing exactly what's going on. We don't know, video's always been the verification tool. We've never known if that door force alarm came because the door was actually forced or it blew open or somebody propped it open. Until we see it, until we have the video of it, we don't know what really happened. So that's where we're trying to build this new universe, bringing in all this information from other different sources. We talk about Halo or Alcatraz or intrusion systems or fire systems. As we bring all that together, the center of that, the core of that is the QX control, the way we can actually visualize all that alarm data that comes along with it. So our task is really to bring all the relevant data together and give you a unified version, give you an opportunity to see and understand exactly what's going on. And that's kind of where we're headed in 25. So you'll see a lot more of this kind of theme coming up, more of a scenario and solutions universe, really give you the tools you need to go in and find that dark data and pull it out and see exactly what's going on around the event. So that's kind of a quick update to that on our vision. We're really excited about, as you can tell, excited about everything that's going on. Qumulex has really got a huge opportunity in front of us, and we need all of our partners, the folks who are on this call today. You all are great partners, and we are excited about the ability to bring these new solutions to you. So let's see, questions. We've got a couple of things here. Thanks, Rob. iPro and Qumulex just works. That's correct. Dan, any chance to save data locally on hard disk? I'm not sure what the question is there, but maybe you can talk about that. Maybe they're asking about storage on a gateway.
Yeah, I mean, the way our model works is that all the data is replicated between the local disk and the cloud. So, if the cloud becomes unavailable because your fiber into your building got cut, you can do that same analytic search that I just showed you. If you browse directly to the gateway, you'll see those same kind of results. So I'm not sure if that answers the question, but yeah, that's the analytics doesn't change that model.
Okay. Yeah, there's a question here about our distribution channels. We do have Jenny as a distribution channel, also as ScanSource is now a distribution partner for us for Qumulex and Rossler. Both Jenny and ScanSource have Qumulex and Rossler, as well as the traditional Qumulex distributors and Rossler distributors that we've had in the past. Jenny and ScanSource are the two primary iPro distributors, so we're excited to have those in our camp. Let's see, updates for visitor management integration. We have talked a bit about visitor management. We haven't really addressed it yet. Dan, any other discussions we've had about visitor management that you can remember?
No, I mean, it has been requested. I think we've talked to a couple providers, but we haven't moved forward with anybody at this point.
Right. Okay, let's see. That's kind of wraps it up. We will make this video available, this PowerPoint and a recording of this Zoom session available. We'll send that out to the same distribution list that we have had sent all the invitations to. We have one more SD card storage. We do have in the
I think that, Bill, the question is probably for cameras.
Oh, I see. Yes,
supporting
yes.
cameras. When we do the camera to cloud, that's when we'll be needing to work with the storage based on the camera.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, well, that about wraps up the questions, and we'll give you a little bit of your day back here. Thank you so much for attending. Really excited to see everybody today, and looking forward to the opportunity to see everyone at ISC West. If you're attending, please stop by our booth, and we will be happy to spend time with you and let you see everything that we've got coming, because we've got a lot happening, as you can see.
Hey, Bill, there are a couple of people with hands raised here.
Oh, I see.
Mike Kelly, Rick.
I'm not sure we can accommodate raised hands.
Okay, yeah.
All right, if you can pop it in the Q&A, we'll I'll leave that Q&A open for a little bit afterwards, and if you have any other questions, pop them into that Q&A, and we'll try to get to you an answer to you as quick as we can.
Did you answer the Accutech one? Kyle still got his hand up, and that's
what Accutech is not currently, but we're talking with just about everybody out there in terms of the distribution model. So we don't have an agreement with Accutech yet.
All right. Now we got all the hands down. So
okay,
success.
All right, great. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate the time. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you, and excited to see you at ISC West. Have a great day.